Hey Leos, I hope you guys are doing great. It's Tipsy here to do your love reading for September 15th through 30th. Let's jump right in and start by pulling some oracle cards to see what the current energy is surrounding this reading for you. And the first one that we have out is past life relationship. You have known each other before. Let's grab another oracle card. See what other energies are surrounding this reading for my Leo collective. And we have, wow, 3 that came out from this deck. The first one that we have is New Moon in Sagittarius. Luck is on your side. We also have New Moon in Virgo. A time to give rather than take. And we also have Void of Course Moon. Nothing will come of this situation. All right, so let's grab hopefully 1 or 2 final oracle cards. See what last little bit of energy is surrounding this reading for you. All right. And what we have for you is unlikely. All right. So we'll see how all of those fit in to your overall reading, but let's get into some tarot and see what other messages we have for you. So starting off with your current energy, we have the 10 of Wands. Let's see about your person, whether they're currently in your energetic space or physical space or not. We have the 8 of Swords. What's currently hidden from you? We have the 9 of Swords. Advice from Spirit. Wow, your cards are coming out fast. We have the Knight of Chalices or the Knight of Cups in reverse. And for your potential outcome, we have the 8 of Pentacles. And we have the 10 of Cups. So let's grab another tarot deck and see if we can clarify these messages a little bit more for you. All right, we have the Sun in reverse for your current energy. For your person's energy, we have the King of Wands. For the what's currently hidden, wow, we have the 9 of Swords in reverse. Advice from Spirit, we have the Fountain. And for your potential outcome, we have the 3 of Cups in reverse. All right, so let's grab some oracle cards with some final messages before we get into the interpretation. What we have for your current energy is Girl Talk. For Leo's person, we have the Snake. What's currently hidden, we have Twin Flames. Advice from Spirit, we have Soulmates. And for your potential outcome, we have Cassette. All right, so let's get into this, Leo. For the overall energy that's surrounding this reading, we have past life relationship. We have luck is on your side. A time to give rather than take. Nothing will come of this situation, and unlikely. Whew. Okay. This feels very much like there are lessons for you to that you need to take from whatever this situation is. It might be with someone that you dealt with in the past. It, might be some residual energy that's a little bit left over. It almost feels as though you have sort of taken in some negativity that was being fed to you in the past. And while you may have at one time hoped that there was something that could come out of this situation with a particular person, it doesn't feel as though that situation is going to pan out in the way that you had hoped that it would in the past. But what I am seeing is that this was not the end for you. It may be the end for you and this person, but it's only the beginning in the next chapter in your life. But I feel as though there are some lessons that need to be taken from this prior situation for you to be able to move on, for you to be able to sort of close this cycle out and move forward. But I do think that there will be an opportunity for you to do that. It's going to require, though, that you not only give to yourself, but that you are open enough to give an opportunity to someone else. So, looking at your current energy, we have the Ten of Wands, we have the Sun in reverse, and we also have girl talk. Time with friends, moving on, happily single, living in the moment, and having fun. So I think that this is what you're trying to get back to, right? The point where you sort of enjoyed life, you were out there, you were sort of confident, stable, single, all of that good stuff. But right now, it doesn't necessarily feel like you're in the best of places mentally, emotionally, maybe even physically. It feels as though there's this burden that's sort of weighing you down. It's dragging down your energy. And it's not like you have this sort of bubble of sunshine surrounding you. It really feels as though there's a lot of sadness, there's a lot of disappointment. And you might be trying to sort of shake yourself out of it, where you're trying to get out, maybe distract yourself a little bit, spending time with friends, just it feels more than anything you're trying to recapture the happiness that you had before the situation popped up. So looking at your person's energy, we have the Eight of Swords, we have the King of Wands, and we also have the Snake. Competition, enemy, clever, malicious, look over your shoulder, the other woman. So what it feels like for your person is that I don't think that you are in communication with them. I think that they're sort of stuck on themselves, is what I just heard. That they have a lot of zest for life, and that may have translated into a zest for other people. It definitely feels as though while you may have been, all in on this situation, whether or not you were in a committed relationship or getting to know someone, that this person was sort of entertaining other options, that they largely considered themselves available, right, to other people. And so it wasn't just you in the picture. It feels as though they were entertaining others. And as a result of that, you're sort of now in a place of disappointment, in a place of sadness, in a place of trying to distract yourself from this. What's currently hidden from you, any challenges or obstacles, we have the Nine of Swords upright, clarified by the Nine of Swords in reverse. And we also have twin flames, yin yang, zen, balance, union, duality, coupling, complement each other. So I think that all of these are actually challenge cards for you. So, my Leos, getting out of this restless energy, right? This anxious, this sadness, this inability to sleep. It really feels as though this energy is consuming a lot of your life. Like whenever there's a free moment to think, it automatically goes back to this situation where you're just kind of dwelling on it, replaying events over and over in your head. And it's causing you a lot of stress. It's, I think, what's leading to this burden. And what you don't see is that, again, there's a lesson that you need to get from this situation. Now, a lot of people like to romanticize twin flames. I don't. The best way that I heard it being described by another reader is that having a twin flame is like driving down an unpaved road in a car with no shocks, with no suspension. It's just constant up and down. It's bump after bump after bump, and you can feel everything. That's not enjoyable. Like, the twin flame journey is not something that's enjoyable at all. And I think that that's sort of where you are right now. Looking at the advice from Spirit, we have the Knight of Cups in reverse, we have the Fountain, and we also have soulmates. Soul connection, partnership, agreement, and soul contract. So what I'm feeling that Spirit is saying right now is that in your sadness and your disappointment, if you have any thoughts of reconciling with this person, if you have any thoughts of them reaching out and expressing some sort of love, let that go, because this situation is not for you. It's time for you to open up a new chapter. It's time for you to close out this agreement, this soul contract that you had with this person. And the only way for you to do that is to learn the lesson that you need to. It may be setting up boundaries. It may be having a stronger sense of self-worth. Whatever that lesson is for you, Spirit is saying that it's now time for you to recognize that, to embrace it, to accept it, so that you can close the chapter out, so that you can go on to your next cycle. Looking at the potential outcome, we have the 8 of Pentacles, we have the 10 of Cups, we have the 3 of Cups in reverse, and we also have cassette. Outdated thinking, conditioning, replaying events over in your head. So, Leo, I think that for a little while, you are going to be sort of stuck in this space of being disappointed. And that's fine, right? That's part of the healing process, where you sort of accept that this person is not meant for you for the long term. Were they meant to come in your life? Yes. Were they meant to teach you a lesson? Yes. And once you sort of accept that lesson, and I think that that's going to come after a period of you sort of thinking, right? Doing this introspection, going through things over and over in your head. I think that's going to be part of your process. But once you do that, you're going to start putting in the work to find your own happiness. You're going to find your own happiness. And I think what this is going to do is it's going to open up the possibilities for someone new to come in your life. Do I feel like that person's coming in immediately? No, I don't. I think that that person is only going to be able to come in after you heal. After you go through this process of introspection, after you sort of come to that place of acceptance, after you come to that place of giving to yourself. But again, with the overall energy that's surrounding this, Spirit is saying that luck is on your side. So once you do this work, once you complete this cycle and close it out, I think that there is going to be something rather fortuitous that's coming your way that will sort of rekindle your faith in love and relationships. But because you'll be in a better head and heart space, you'll be able to accept it, and it can flow in a little more easily. And it's almost going to seem like magic. Like it sort of came out of nowhere. Like it was nothing but serendipity. But you have to do this work first. You have to do this inner self work to get past this person and the shenanigans that they brought into your life. And again, twin flame journeys aren't easy, which is why I don't understand why people make them sound like they're so wonderful. They're not. They're really not. They're hard. They're exhausting. They're draining. But in the end, there is a lesson, right, that you can get from it. So Spirit is telling you to take your lesson and move on. Let's grab one last oracle card for you and see what final message Spirit has. Okay, maybe 2 messages. Maybe Spirit has a couple of things to say. So, the first card that we have out for you is self-love. You realize that love of self is necessary to love another. And we also have satisfaction. You let the energy of love guide you to self-approval so that others no longer define who you are. So, if you notice, Leo, both of these cards are about you. And I think that's what Spirit was saying in the overall message. It's a time to give rather than take. This is time for you to give to yourself rather than just taking whatever it is that other people are sending your direction. And maybe what other people were sending were messages of disapproval, messages of you not being good enough. And I think that's what might have happened with this person as they were entertaining other people. They were sending you a message in your perception that you weren't enough. You weren't enough to keep them from being for the streets. That's not the case. That's not the case. It's not a reflection on you. It's 100% a reflection on them. So again, Spirit is telling you to do this work, to do this self-work, to focus on creating happiness for yourself, honoring yourself, loving yourself, cherishing yourself, respecting yourself, pouring all of that, giving to you rather than taking whatever from other people. And that way you can close all of this out and move forward to your happiness. So Leo, I'm going to leave it there for you. I hope that this was helpful and I hope that it resonated. If it did, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. In the meanwhile, stay safe, stay healthy, and I am sending you all huge hugs.